after the showcase has been broadcast. So it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time. I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really?
Oh, factory reveal nih.
Let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest
Tahun ini kayaknya gue bisa beli DLC deh.
However, even if you say, that's not the it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
Halo semuanya, sekarang kita lagi nonton apa? Smash.
Oh, Fire Emblem.
Judulnya Om Dik.
Violet.
Lu belum diganti, emang belum diganti ya orang.
Ya ganti, mana ada samurai kok kuda, gambarnya Kojima. Gimana?
The time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharat upon our enemies.
Violet, yes. Jadi fighter baru.
Judulnya apa sih? Smash Direct. Smash Bros. Direct.
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
Nah, sip.
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet,
You must join Smash.
there is no other choice. You must join Smash. Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
Yeah, Violet.
Siapa Violet?
Lu nggak? Cewa.
So joining
Musiknya.
Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Violet itu ini karakter utama di Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Istri.
Halo?
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen,
Dante.
are there?
Kok Dante?
You wield the sword as
No
well.
Dante in Smash
What
Bros,
will you
bro.
So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward
Apa
your
itu?
cleverness this time.
Oh, senjata-senjatanya masuk ke Smash jadi item-item. Dik.
What?
Jadi item-itemnya bisa dipakai.
How is this?
Item apa?
Itu senjata-senjatanya yang biasanya di pick up itu loh, yang di pick up buat. Oh bukan,
Ganti senjata Dante.
ganti-ganti senjata anjir.
Of anyone,
Gua beli
you
DLC.
should be
Gua beli
addicted to
DLC
Heroes
fix.
relics. With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach. Use Amir's overwhelming power. Unleash the blinding speed of Failnaught.
Beli DLC gua, dah. Beli DLC dah, uang gua habis.
Each weapon matches a direction.
DLC Pokemon, DLC Smash. Ultinya gimana tuh?
Your will and mine be now as one. To you, both sides of time are revealed.
God.
Through Smash, show the world.
Oh my god.
Sorry. I'm proud.
Posternya baru dipasang dong.
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem
Apa?
Three Houses is joining the battle. Summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for
$5
January
doang kok beli
20. You'll have
Violet doang
instant
lah.
access if you have the Super
Tapi
Smash Bros.
rugi.
Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available for purchase individually.
Ya, Fighter Pack tapi satu doang.
In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry. First off, what is Fire Emblem? It's really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem Police will come and get you, so please be careful. The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game, or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and battle.
Oh my god.
When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games.
Hah?
Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products.
Sama kayak si
Characters
Ai,
permanently die.
kayak Robin.
That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Bisa.
But really, if a character fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again.
Hah? Namanya bisa diganti, tapi
Recent entries in the series maintain this concept
defaultnya
of
Violet.
permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak.
Oh, pantas Sakurai.
In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again.
3 di poster di
No.
The game's
Fire
stories
Emblem
are
Three
told like
Houses,
chronicles of
anjing.
war, with increasingly distinct
Sakurai
characters and
bangsa.
engrossing scenarios. Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack. It's their down special. There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game.
Violet doang
First
kayaknya.
comes your opponent's turn.
Karena
They
karakter
attack
yang lain
and you
gue
counter.
kurang tertarik kayak si
Next
Terry
comes your
atau
turn.
kayak Banju atau Joker sekalipun gue kurang tertarik.
And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series. People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't
Anjing,
include
Fire
the
Emblem ada
Telltale
17 game
Tokyo
rupanya.
Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem
Gua
Warrior,
baru main
then it
5
comes out to
judul,
17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
暗黒竜と光の剣、外伝
Anjing apa ya dong?
紋章の謎、聖戦の系譜、トラキア776、封印の剣、烈火の剣、聖魔の功績、草原の奇跡、暁の女神、
Bangsat.
神
Nah,
話
tuh, pose itu.
覚
Anjing.
醒イフ、ヒー
Three
ロー、
Houses.
風化雪
There you go, 17.
今、変な数え
I
方
don't think
So you
Inventory
saw how I was
bangsat.
counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary.
Programmer bangsat.
これが全部
This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1. And
Nggak
then
usah ajarin kita konten gitarnya anjing.
So this would be 4,
Nggak usah
5,
ajarin
6,
kita.
7, and 8. And then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it?
Ya, kita
You can actually count up to 31 on one hand.
ya nggak dik. Ini direct
And if
atau
you use
belajar
both hands, you
binari
can count all the
anjing.
way up to 1023.
畳の数を数える目の数を数える
If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go. What is Fire Emblem Three Houses?
Oh,
In
Bereto,
Japanese, the male version of the main
Beresu.
character is called Bereto, and the
Namanya.
female version is called Beresu. But in English, they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic
Mercy.
houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses. After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you. To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release.
Jadi dia mau bikin
I've
karakternya
done the same
dia
thing before,
ini
with
dulu
The
main
Legend
dulu
of Zelda
filmnya.
Breath of the Wild, for example,
やっぱり
because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter.
設定することはできないなとか初めて分かったりするんです。
I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it. And of course, there weren't any
Dedikasi anjing
walkthroughs like
bikinnya.
reference.
何しろ攻略サイトなんかももちろん
Anjir banyak disappointed, kenapa dah?
いくつかのルート
The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different.
異なるんですね。
Pasti banyak
Your
dislike,
experience
yakin
will
gue.
vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the
Di
characters you
ininya,
meet will adopt
di
different roles in the
live
story.
stream ya.
今回は
I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand.
Karena banyak
Before my
pengguna Nintendo
demonstration,
tuh sekarang
I
banyak
should point out
normies.
that when I did the Terry
Banyak
Bogard
yang nggak tahu
showcase
Nintendo
video,
itu apa.
I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release. Right now, it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version. As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes.
では
Here I go.
Oh ada map baru. Oh anjing musiknya dikasih Fortland Winds dong.
So, this is our new fighter, Byleth.
男の方がベレット、女の方がベレット。
Sadly, they're lacking in
mobility is low.
mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point either. Their grab lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance
Mungkin
demon.
ngebalancing kali.
スティックを入れる方向によって
The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem 3 houses.
Nanti gue ceritain kenapa
They
senjatanya
look
mirip
like bones,
tulang.
and there's a
Tapi itu
reason.
spoiler.
First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward
Jadi
inputs. The sword
senjatanya
of the
tuh mirip
creator.
tulang, ada sejarahnya.
The sword of the creator
Di
here
in-game
is
dijelasin.
Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip.
下は柔らけにしてますね。
They also use the sword for dash
Cuman
attacks.
cuman
and
gue
other
takutnya
moves.
itu tuh nanti spoiler.
For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air. For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead.
Lu keinget gak sih mobnya yang
The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively
Heavy
long time.
2 for smash? Enggak
The
nih.
up special move is really something. The sword extends
Lu
like
ingat gak
this,
sih dik mobnya kayak
allowing
Naruto
you to
yang
do things like
Ultimate
this.
Storm 2 yang Tenten bisa di
It was
spam.
pretty terrifying
Harus
how I
jatah musuh.
knocked him into the air with that attack.
Mobnya
And
mirip
in
itu
addition,
Cuman kurang banget, nggak ada bagian atasnya
awful
aja.
things like this.
まあとはいえ
That said, you'll launch opponents upwards until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
上の方に
Hah?
出すんですね。
Itu bisa
Exceed that percentage,
kayak
and you'll need to
Isabel
be
mainnya dik,
careful.
kayak gue pakai
You may
Isabel.
find it helpful to mid-air dodge. I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up special. Now for the sideways inputs. This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology.
Apa?
First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks.
Bisa nggak
As you
balance
can
nih
see,
anjing.
they have a long reach. Like so.
マルスなんかだと
Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right?
こんな感じで牽制をすることありますよね。
If Byleth does the same thing, you win out, so you should be able to beat it. Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here.
Ini Violet bisa ini loh, bisa nggak balance loh.
Also, if you add
Senjatanya
an
lebih
upward
panjang.
tilt, it will be stronger.
Masih kalah sama Bayonetta.
そして
And if you've knocked an opponent down,
Oke, gue beli. Ntar gue pakai Violet dulu, pakai
Unless you
Bayonetta
add a
ya.
downward tilt.
Sudah kita main ini bangsa.
狙おうということです
Gue bawa
by the
masuk
way,
ke dalam
the tip of the
anjing. Main
lance is
kita.
more powerful.
この絵の部分
The shaft part is weaker,
Hah?
so it's not suited to close combat.
Daripada bosen anjing.
It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward or downward.
Enggak, jadi bisa
Next,
buat
the
nusuk
side
ke atas sama
special.
nusuk ke bawah.
Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit.
Byleth enggak.
Actually, you can do a
Please.
smash attack to
Ini
charge forward a little.
Byleth bisa enggak
Like
ini
this.
loh, bisa enggak balance loh.
But as you'd expect, it can be easily shielded, so be careful.
Suara gue ketutupan.
Use it in midair and you'll carve up a large area.
Oh.
Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great
Kalau
horizontal
gini
reach,
gimana?
but they lack
Kalau
vertical
gini,
leverage.
nah, kayaknya
So this complements it well,
ya.
although you'll be vulnerable when you land.
Apa tadi ada apa aja kombatnya?
Now, for the downward
Jadi
inputs.
bisa
For
narik,
these, Byleth
bisa
will use an axe
apa?
called
Bisa
a
kayak
mirror.
narik kayak gua pakai Isabel, pancingannya Isabel.
Oh iya
It's
iya.
named after a weapon that appears
Terus bisa
meteoritic
nyucuk ke atas sama nyucuk bawah. Jadi kalau
First,
lu misalnya
the down air
sengaja
attack.
tiduran di bawah,
It
lu
really
bakal
is
kena
strong.
cucuk.
You can try for a meteor effect with this attack. Next is the down smash attack. A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down
Tapi lawan Nes masih susah sih ini. Belum bisa nge-counter
Byleth
Nes.
channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move. Similar
Lagi yang anjing.
to here's what makes it different.
Nge-spam picky fire doang si anjing.
When readying the move, there's a super armor effect,
Halo, halo, Falik.
which allows you to withstand an attack.
Maksudnya?
What the
So
fuck?
you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time,
Jadi kalau misalnya dia lagi
Waduh.
pakai, kalau misalnya dia pakai yang kapak,
it's a bit slow.
Dari
Kalau
ada
bisa
armor
lu-
gitu.
but
kalau
due
kalau
to
kalau
the
kalau lu misalnya gini, misalnya lu pakai si Nes yang tongkat baseball,
unless you get grabbed.
terus dia lagi ngecharge kayak
Another
gini.
notable aspect is that
Tapi
it
kalau
can
serentak,
pass through platforms.
si kapak ini tetap
While you're
mukul,
charging up,
anjing kan?
breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area.
Kayak Tekken.
It
Ya,
won't
ya,
let
ya,
you
ya.
jump, but you could use it as a surprise
Gedein
attack.
sedikit
Ada-
suaranya. Suara apa yang digedein deh?
Turn around during the move.
Guys,
Swing takes a
aduh,
while.
jadi
So if
ada
an opponent
satu
runs behind you during the move,
hero
you can quickly
di
change
Smash
direction.
Bros ini Guider.
Even though it can be hard to land.
Pokoknya
a
dia
move,
dia tuh di karakter
it's really
Castlevania.
effective when used
Nah.
against a group of opponents.
Itu OP. Sama kayak
Plus,
Byleth
even
kalau
if it fails
lagi
to land a
ngecharge.
direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will
Sama
still
kayak
be
Nes.
launched a little.
Itu Nes tuh.
It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them.
Apaan lu Nes lu Pekka Fire
Capable of
tangan
launching
doang.
opponents even if you miss it.
By the way, earlier I
Apa?
talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters. It hits with
Oh,
damage
jadi kalau misalnya kena count, oh,
Counters
nge-balance
can
dia
actually multiply the
pinter.
power of block.
Kalau misalnya ngelawan Byleth, berarti lu harus pandai-pandai nge-counter.
Like this,
Harus
you
pakai
just get
Fire
hit
Emblem
by
parah.
counter after counter.
Enggak, jadi
Suara apa yang digedein dari screennya?
Next, we have the neutral moves.
Apa
The
suara?
bow you use is called Fail Not,
Suara-
which shares its
suara
name
gue
with the bow from
digedein.
the Knights of the Round Table.
Nah, gitu atuh.
It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air
ini
attack.
dik,
This
maksudnya
attack is
si
similar
si
to a
Byleth
move
ini
that hits
cara
other fighters
nge-counternya
like it lets
Pakai-
you
pakai
fight
karakter counter lagi.
counter. Hero yang bisa counter nggak? Hero yang bisa
Dante
counter?
counter
easy
nanti.
to create certain combos with it.
Dan
Nggak ada.
And with the neutral special, you'll
Smash
let
Bros
loose an
tidak
edge.
akan ada featuring Dante
It seems
from
pretty
Devil May Cry
straightforward, right?
series.
But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow.
Nggak ada.
First, the biggest difference between this
harus-
bow and
harus
Link's is
dibersihkan
that once
dari
you enter
orang-orang
the land,
edgy
keep
itu.
charging until it's ready.
Smash Bros.
You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed.
panahnya nggak bisa di
It's also very powerful.
lepas.
That
Nggak
said,
bisa.
you can
Jadi
still
kalau misalnya
cancel out
panah
of the
lu
stance
udah
using the
lagi
shield
ngecharge
button.
panah, kalau lu mau cancel
You can
tinggal
also change direction while
ngeblok.
in the stance. It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button,
Wow.
Suara apa yang digedein deh?
you'll unleash
Ada yang bilang suara videonya, ada suara gue nya.
a powerful arrow that looks like a
Makasih ya
beam of
sama-sama,
light.
tapi gue bingung nih.
You can perform this move by keeping the button held
Pada kalian
down.
aja lah ya.
You charge up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire.
Berapa kali charge itu?
But again, you'll need to
Dua kali.
take care when using this move. For one,
Tapi kalau
when you
bisa udah
put up the
pencet
move
sampai
to its
ngecharge,
max,
nggak bisa
there's no
di-cancel.
way to cancel out of
Once you
it.
start charging
Not
this
even
power,
with the shield button.
cancel.
In other words, you're committed
Oh
to firing it.
gitu.
Jadi kalau udah
So you
charge
see,
yang kedua,
a situation like this is pretty terrible.
Terus yang kedua enaknya kalau lu
itu apa dipentalin lagi tuh? Sama si
dipentalin
Once you
lagi
enter the
cuma
stand.
pakai defense doang.
You won't be able to do anything,
Bukan defense itu
which
reflector.
means it's quite the risky
Cuma punya
attack to
Fox
use
doang.
against fighters who have a move
Nggak,
with a
banyak.
reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move,
Oh, nge-counternya
letting you
gitu.
deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon.
Counternya kayak gitu.
By this
anjing.
final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Multi bisa sekali juga dong kena.
As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together.
Tapi berarti yang cuma kena pedangnya doang dong.
Hah?
Yang kena pedangnya doang.
Now, let's talk
Yeah.
about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female.
Ya,
However, the third, fourth, and fifth colors
baju
are,
yang merah
as you can see,
sengaja ngambilin
reminiscent
cewek
of
gara-gara
those of you who played
house
the
yang merah
original
ketuanya
game will
cewek.
of course understand what I'm referring to.
Oh, sotis,
Oh iya,
pen.
based on the house.
The sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier.
Something we want spoil.
And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story. Didn't we see this variation in the final smash?
Greg marah. Greg mah. Stage-nya di rumah.
New stage.
Next, I'll introduce the
Gua
stage.
nggak heran sih kenapa dia
For this
bisa
one,
jadi
we of course tried
karakter.
to recreate the place
Iya.
where you spend most of the
Apa?
game.
Best Game Choice 2019 kan Fire Emblem Three Houses, Dik.
This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the
Yang
original
player
game.
choice yang
From
untuk
these,
Game
we
of
chose
the Year
to
tapi
have it
player
cycle through
choice.
the marketplace,
Fire Emblem yang menang kan?
reception hall, bridge, and cathedral, all in
Baju
one
merah,
stage.
baju merah mirip Dante.
It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas,
Enggak,
such as these
enggak.
four.
Yang
Let
baju
me
merah
introduce
mirip
each of the guests that appear in these four areas. The first area is the marketplace.
Nggak bisa disebut Dik
I
lagi
think
live
this is
stream.
where a lot of people come to do their shopping.
Aduh,
The
Ingrid
guests
yang
that appear
dipanggil.
here are students of the Blue Lion's house: Dimitri,
Ini
Dedu,
map apa
and
tuh,
Ingrid.
Bang?
Ini
Nah,
map
Dimitri,
ini kalau
Enggak, map
di
or Ingrid.
buat apa? Buat main
Their
enter?
names are a bit difficult to say.
battle
They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom,
Nggak
that means they
ada
have a monarchy.
jurang?
For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri is the future king.
ada nanti kan
He
naik-naik
had
ke
quite a
atas gitu.
difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one. There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important
Kalau
booths
kalau
where
di
you
game
buy
nih
all
guna
sorts of
buat beli
things. But
untuk lo beli barang. Tapi kalau di sini
here
udah
you can
hancurin
break
aja
them,
lah.
you see.
Anjing Sakurai.
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right. I wonder where people will buy their supplies now.
Ya, nggak, lihat dia
In
nggak
the
mention
background,
sesuatu
you
yang
can
nggak
see the
penting.
gatekeeper.
Why do
You
you
often
mention
pass through
gatekeeper?
this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop, you'll come crashing back down. We've broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building. And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire.
What? Violet Dante udah ada
And
Thailandnya
as
enggak?
such,
Enggak.
they
Itu
embrace their
fan
military might.
fanmade dong itu.
Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals.
Oh.
You'll notice
Bisa
there are
gitu
prominent
doang.
chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down. However,
Si
Violet can't actually
arena
reach
yang
it, even though it's their stage.
Boxing juga ada ini ya kan?
You can reach it with other
Apa?
fighters though.
Yang di atasnya itu? Zak,
So, it's nice
Yeah?
if you can work your way up
Di
there by
arena
getting
yang
lucky
boxing.
and being launched up, or perhaps by
Iya,
using
kayak
another
kayak
fighter
arena
as a
boxing.
stepping stone. There we go. I made it.
Gak penting,
And you can
gak
knock it
penting, gak penting lo ngasih tau kita bisa ngancurin.
Also, you can break this table. Like so.
Makanya gue senengnya nonton
Just like the sign
direct
that
yang
reads Footing
dibuatnya,
Kazan in the
direct yang
Suzaku
di
Castle
direct
stage,
sama
it
si
can break
Sakurai
if
ya
you launch the
gini.
opponent into it at close range.
Dia pasti nge-mention sesuatu yang gak penting. Tadi aja dia ngajar kita ngitung pakai
Next up,
binari
the
anjing.
bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees.
Nah, gue
creating a
suka
long
nih.
area.
Dia pakai 3
It's
orang
very
ini.
wide indeed.
Si apa namanya ini? Cloud, Hilda
It's
sama
similar to the bridge
Lawrence.
of
Nah,
Elden stage.
tiga ini memang
The guests are from the Golden
perannya
Deer,
lumayan
Claude,
penting
Hilda,
di Golden
and
Deer.
Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance.
Hahaha.
Apa ini?
Because it's an
Gryffindor.
alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen. You could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines.
Tanyakan
And
saja
in this
pada Anda
sense,
sendiri.
I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly.
Wih, hilang.
Apa yang hilang?
The last area is the cathedral, only with some platforms you can
Itu
pass
Rhea
through.
sama Flame memang sering
Guests
kasar dalam
appearing
bertiga
in the
ini.
cathedral are Seta,
Dan bertiga
Flame,
ini,
and Rhea.
kalau Setet sama si
There's
Rhea
Seta,
itu
who appears to have an extremely
dia
strong
Tuhan.
sister Flame.
petinggi sekolah
Tuhan,
ini.
Tuhan.
Kalau
Under
si
the
Flame
protection
ini
Tuhan,
of
Tuhan.
Rhea, who you can see
Anaknya
fighting
si
during the
Setet.
opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Tuhan.
apa?
All three have character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flame might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that.
Apa?
This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle through each location in about 2.5 minutes.
Oh, tiap.
Yup, Fire Emblem.
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side.
Anjing,
here we go,
Jokernya ngejok doang.
Joker! And Hero! Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo! By now, I think you know what I'm doing.
Ngapain?
Apaan Sakurai ini?
But basically, I'm
Sakurai
trying to
sosokan
defeat
bangsat
all 5
tentang dia
opponents
gamenya.
with just the professor here. But as expected,
Jadi-
it's going to
jadi
be
dia
a
tuh
pretty
pengen
tough battle, so I'm using
1 lawan 5,
everything I can get my
tapi
hands
cuma
on.
pakai si Violet doang.
It's not going to
Yeah.
Oh
be
ya,
easy.
jangan nunjuk. Dia mau nunjukin kalau karakter ini akan di
Uh-oh,
nerf.
this is bad.
Iya,
Heeh.
Bennigan's.
akan di nerf suatu saat.
I better keep my distance.
Tai anjing.
I'll use this
Sosokan
chance to
bangsat
attack.
tentang dia bikin gamenya.
Got it.
Sakurai.
That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives. Ouch.
Belajar combo dari Sakurai ini anjing.
The perfect shield of
Tuh
that.
anjing enak banget kalau lagi tidur bisa
Good one.
bisa digituin.
Kenapa
Like this,
stream yang lu
like this, or like so.
klikanya lebih
No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
Good, there's mom. He gets spot mom.
Good. There's mom.
There's mom, maksudnya there's mom.
You're in a good spot, mom.
Itu yang otak.
Otak.
Iya.
I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles.
Oh,
At this point, it
musiknya
doesn't
di
matter if
remake
Gardevoir's
lagi
there or
sama
not.
si Sakurai.
Ayo, ambil. Nah,
I feel like the enemy might get this smash. See? They got it. But they mustn't give up. I can't waste this chance.
Lagi.
There's another smash ball. Yes, got it.
Kok bisa kena?
Now,
Pakai apa itu tadi?
what are you charging up for?
Pakai
Dia yang
panah.
bikin game dik, udah lah dik, dia bikin game dik.
There's still more. Whack. Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine.
Oh, Violet
Although
nggak
I'm
bisa di
scared I might
counter
get
dik,
hit
kalau
with
di
a counter
counter
in this
dia
state.
langsung kalah.
I hit him.
まあ最後ぐらい
I was trying to fight using Violet's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team, so I think it's a
It
good
can be
idea to
fun
try
to play
imposing
like
different
this.
types of
Ntar
challenges
lu
on
main kayak
yourself.
gitu, Zak. Gue
The
tag-nya
end.
5, lu bunuh diri gitu ya. Nah, sampai sisa 1 lu pakai Violet.
Gak pernah
Violet.
anjing gue. Gak, gue latihan level
About the
10.
additional music.
Gue latihan musuhnya level 10, cuma
Since
satu lawan
it's from
satu
the Fire
doang.
Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into
Anjing musiknya bagus
consideration.
banget bangsat.
11 songs are being added.
This
This includes an
Good
arrangement
game.
of the main
Good
theme in
game.
both Japanese and English. I hope you'll enjoy these as well.
Eh.
We're also adding in a new spirit board.
Report.
It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters.
Alright.
Sothis is Legend class. Also, there's a new classic mode route, a Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history. The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look
Vector
forward
apa
to
nih?
that.
Vector apa nih?
Now for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
Nama apa lagi nih customnya nih? Kalau kemarin kan itu kan.
Dan
Ngetat. Sekarang siapa nih? Assassin Creed.
apa?
Altair anjing.
Mana? Oh. Belum ada gue.
Ih keren, pengen beli gue.
Mana hidden blade?
Habis.
Hidden blade. Hidden blade. Hidden blade. Wah! Apa? Gimana? Wah!
Megaman. Megaman kan udah ada. Kan udah jadi. Kok Megaman ada lagi? Mifid nih. Kan dia kan Megaman udah jadi karakter.
Ntar deh, gue reload
Wah,
biar nggak balapan sama lu deh, biar nggak balapan sama lu. What? Kok lu bisa duluan gitu sih, kesel deh.
Musiknya anjing.
Tapi kenapa nggak karakter aslinya? Cuphead jadi kayak gimana bentuknya? Oh, jadi kayak pakai topeng gitu ya, gede.
Gue pengen beli yang Altair. Anjing pakai ini bagus tadi. Gak kayak yang sebelumnya. Satu, 2, 3, 4, 5 kali $0,75 dik, berapa dik?
Nggak ada dan.
Ya ada Dante. Haha.
This time, we're releasing
Nggak ada
Cuphead
fit.
costumes.
Smash Brother featuring
And for
Dante
those of
Carmichael.
you
Mana Dante mana?
an additional song will be added.
Nggak ada,
It's
nggak
called
ada Dante.
Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well. After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature.
Oh gitu.
If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it.
Amiibo Dark Samus. Dik, Amiibo
And now,
Dark Samus
onto the amiibo.
Mau lu apain?
The color palette for Dark
Mau
Samus
ngapain?
is pretty good, doesn't it?
Koleksi lah goblok.
Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th.
Ah,
はい、そして今回
And now, with the addition of Violet, the fighter's path
No!
is finally complete. The lineup was
Nggak, masih ada lagi, masih ada lagi.
Hero, Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth. From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there?
Bang,
When we
kapal
add a
guys,
new
tapi
fighter,
makan santan.
we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we
Ah,
try to
Dika makan
offer you a
santan.
whole new style of play.
Tenang dik, masih ada season pas 2 dik.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line.
Ini ada
I
dik,
had
ada dik,
thought that
ada harapan
one
dik.
or two would suffice, but, well,
Ada harapan
have
dik.
a look.
Apa? Diam.
Anjing,
Diam.
masih ada 10 pack lagi dik.
Simpen, Mak.
Anjing, 1, 2, 3, ada 6 pack lagi dik.
Looks like there will be one more fighter than last time. For this
Anjing,
reason, we will be
sampai
releasing
31
Super Smash
Desember
Bros.
tahun
Ultimate
depan.
Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed. Like last time, I'd be very grateful if
Jadi masih ada harapan dik,
would
6 slot
understand
lagi
why
untuk
and
Dante dik.
purchased it. Furthermore,
Masih
the
ada
new
waktu
editions
untuk
have
gua
already
nabung.
been decided. Even if I receive
Pro,
many
Dik, Pro, Dik.
requests regarding potential
Sama,
candidates
Pro.
on Twitter, I'm
Yeah.
afraid it would be
Kenapa?
very hard to consider
Kenapa,
them.
Bro?
Switch Pro.
Bedanya apa?
But I still
Ada-
hope you'll look forward to it.
Iya nanti.
We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume.
Apa?
But
Apa?
this time,
Apa?
here's what we have.
Apa?
Itu Miss Sword yang Zelda yang Breath of the Wild, cuman
It's a Mii Fighter costume for
custom
Mii
gitu.
sword fighters.
Oh,
The
gua mau.
ancient soldier gear
Fuck,
from the Legend
Ancient
of Zelda
Soldier-nya
Breath
itu
of the Wild.
bagus.
This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2. It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world. Personally, I
fighting
don't
game?
know if it counts as
Bangsat,
simply a
Sakurai,
fighting game,
anjing.
but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world. Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel
Lu
like it's
best game
become more
fighting
than a
of the
fighting
year,
game,
anjing.
some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely.
Nominasi
Celebration of
the Year.
Gaming, tapi nggak ada Dante.
Also, I feel a
Well,
deep
where's
attachment
Dante?
to the 5 DLC
Dante
fighters.
nggak masuk Game of the Year. Smash Brother tanpa Dante masuk Game of the Year. Berarti Dante is the
The
kurse.
first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC,
Dante is the
which
kurse.
means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
Habiskan. Gue baca sama Sakurai tahu-tahu ngasih ini.
No Dante. Nggak ada Dante.
Dik, ada mau diceritain nggak tulang kenapa bentuk senjatanya kayak tulang? Tapi ini major ini ya, major spoiler.
Kan terserah. Penonton gimana penonton? Penonton. Hey!
Si Wolf mana? Hilang, main Witcher si anjing. Atau injak-injak punggung. Ngajak punggung gak ya? Udah.
Yang Switch Pro tadi apa?
Oh, Summer tuh baru kayak ngasih tahu ini,
Yang punya spek.
ngasih tahu apa namanya? Ngasih tahu modelnya gimana bentuknya. Jadi kayak modelnya si siapa namanya? Fuck. Oh, apa namanya kayak modelnya si Switch Pro itu gimana? Dan kemungkinan besar rilisnya lebih cepat. Itu barengan sama PS5 atau mungkin dia nunda rilis takut berantem sellingnya sama PS5.
Ah, betul juga.
Gue sih lagi nabung untuk beli PS5, Dik. Tapi kayaknya Cing. Kok beda? Tapi ya.
Ya.
Gimana ya? Gue kayak agak ragu gitu loh sama PS5, cuman ya udah kalau misalnya nggak jadi beli.
Nggak ada Dante.
Dante bukan tolak ukur anjing.
Kesimpulan direct tadi apa?
Violet bagus, nggak ada Dante bagus. Dante is a curse. Cars apa? Kutukan apa, Dik? Curse. Nah, Dante is a curse. Lihat. Smash nggak ada Dante masuk Game of the Year. Best fighting game. Ada Dante, gue yakin nggak masuk Game of the Year.
Tapi masuk best action game.
Bayangkan, Dante nggak masuk Game of the Year. Dante nggak masuk Game of the Year. Dante is a
Salah
curse.
register itu Capcom. Ya Capcom salah register. Dia sebenarnya kan ada pilihan 1 sama 2 tuh. Satunya Devil May Cry 5, duanya Resident Evil yang remake. Si Capcom itu nggak sengaja ngeregister yang nomor 2.
Ya, Devil May Cry. Dante is lu kenapa jadi Tyler anjing? Damn.
Coba.
Marahin si Wolf anjing, ngirim beginian. Di DM lo satu-satu. Om Zak, apa? Lihat DM. Cowok anjing yang muncul nyentot.
Mana si siapa namanya?
Hilang si itu hilang. Si Rahman.
Oh, bukan yang Devil May Cry itu. Double game smash pasti.
Apa?
Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash
Featuring
Bros.
Dante from Devil May Cry series.
Enggak, Dik, enggak. Dik. Bayangkan, Dik. Dante di sana bisa ngapain, Dik? Bentar. Dante aslinya dari game kan? Dik. Dante itu aslinya dari game kan?
Ya.
Nah, jadi ada kemungkinan di 6 roster nanti itu untuk Dante masuk jadi list. Karena Sakurai pernah bilang, gua nggak akan masukin karakter yang nggak originalnya dari game. Jadi kayak kalau misalnya kalian minta Naruto atau Goku, nggak akan masuk. Soalnya Sakurai nggak mau masukin yang nggak original dari game. Gitu. Itu loh. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian masih berharap Goku, nggak akan masuk. Tapi kalau misalnya kalian berharap Dante, bisa tapi kecil kemungkinannya. Dante nggak mungkin. Nggak mungkin ada Dante, Dik. Nggak mungkin ada Dante. Coba lu bayangin, ya.
Bapak, bayangin apa?
Tahu-tahu yang masuk Nero bukan Dante. Apa perasaan lu, Dik? Tahu-tahu yang masuk Nero bukan Dante.
Gak mungkin. Mampun Nero
Atau
masuk pasti
Virgil,
Dante dulu. Gak mungkin.
atau CV.
Enggak.
Atau yang masuk CV, Dik. Dik, lu bayangin, Dik. Waluigi aja nggak masuk ke Smash Bros anjing. Lu berharap Dante.
Mario masuk. Dante? Luigi.
Nggak masuk. Waluigi aja nggak masuk, Dik.
Sad.
Bowser juga nggak masuk.
Ya.
Kok Alucard?
Ih,
homo.
ini bukan gay corner, men. Bukan gay
Anjing.
corner ini. Bos.
Gay corner apaan anjing?
Bukan gay corner, bukan di sini tempatnya. Alucard apa itu sana.
Ngeliat chance-nya tuh ada, Dik. Cuman kecil banget soalnya di Jepang vote untuk Dante itu kecil nilainya. Gue waktu itu ada ngeliat. Ini gue bukan aku takutin lu ya. Cuman nomor 1 itu seingat gue bukan Dante. Dan di Eropa nomor 1 dan di Eropa itu nomor 1 vote-nya itu si Chief yang dari Halo. Dari Halo series. DMC tapi mau masuk ke Smash ke Switch, Dik, jadi ada harapan lah. Tapi kalau misalnya Capcom tahu-tahu masukin Leon S. Kennedy gimana, Dik?
Pasti sama Dante.
Enggak. Ada 6 slot. 6 slot. Kok rokok anjing? Enggak, Dik. Enggak bisa, Dik. Jadi kemungkinan Dante masuk tuh kecil, Dik. Pertama dia nggak menang Game of the Year.
Eno bening.
Hah? Kenapa?
Enggak.
Kenapa tiba-tiba udah mending anjing? Something triggered and it's not devil. Jadi ya apa namanya? Kalau misalnya lu berharap Dante masuk, satu lo harus perkirakan Capcom pasti emaskan Leon S. Kennedy, bukan Dante. Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, Witcher, salah satu game best selling, belum masuk ke Smash. Yang ketiga, Noctis belum masuk. Atau
udah sama Tekken.
Ya mana tahu. Tapi ada beberapa karakter RE yang udah masuk ke Marvel vs Capcom. Ya nggak apa-apa. Bayangkan, Dik, itu, Dik. Karena RE 1 sampai 6 itu masuk Switch. Dante itu gimana ya? Popularitas itu kecil, Dik. Gue bukan mau nakut-nakutin lu ya. Tapi kalau masuk keajaiban sih gue bilang. Bentar. Gua anjing, Dik, Smash Bros Ultimate. Dik lu, Dik. Kabel lu, Dik. Ultimate Fort. Kemarin tuh ada foto. Nah, ini, Dik.
Apa?
Nih. Kalau yang nih ya. Gua sebutin.
Iya.
Kalau misalnya di Jepang itu anjing, ini ada karakter yang gua nggak tahu nih, gua kasih lihat deh. Tuh. Jadi Dik, itu apa?
Apa?
Itu nyut gitu. Tuh lihat Dik. Aduh, Dik lu kenapa anjing?
Telinga gua sakit. Apa?
Nah itu tuh, lihat tuh.
Lu kirim
Jadi,
kemana?
DM.
Fuck.
Lu bisa nampilin itu nggak? Nampilin fotonya nggak? Biar orang juga tahu.
Iya. Foto sampah ini kan?
Apa?
Ini guys, lihat.
Nah, jadi yang paling atas itu kalau di Jepang itu dari Tales of Symphonia si Lloyd. Memang apa namanya? Apa namanya? Si Lloyd itu apa ya? Punya moveset yang lumayan bagus. Terus Byleth ya oke lah, Byleth udah masuk kalau Jepang kan. Geno tuh nggak mungkin masuk. Crash nggak mungkin masuk. Steve. Nah, ini ada pilih banyak
Steve
ngevote Sora.
Jobs.
Anjing. Banyak ngevote Sora. Lu bayangin nih, Dante aja nomor 9 dan satu negara satu ini doang. UE doang, Eropa, Dante.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Sora aja paling tinggi nggak masuk, Dik.
Heavy for Smash.
Itu Hibi tuh nomor 7 tuh.
Ada emang heavy.
Nah, kemarin tuh ada yang bikin kayak voting, ada yang bikin voting gitu, terus nah ini voting tertingginya. Kalau di 4chan bentar. Jadi ada dua voting. Satu di 4chan. Bang, kok lu bisa buka 4chan? Ya.
Kita keren.
Ya.
Kita keren.
Enggak,
sih.
gua enggak pakai VPN.
Intinya kita keren. Intinya gitu sih.
Kita keren.
Bacot tuh,
Tid-
bangsat.
Tidak. Jadi Nintendo tuh bikin kayak voting gitu.
Hmm.
Dan gua rasa Byleth masuk jadi karakter ya gara-gara salah satunya voting itu. Yang kedua ya hasil apa namanya? Hasil dari bentar, gua ngambilin dari 4chan dulu. Soalnya dari 4chan ini agak gede nih gambarnya. 3 MB, Pak. New tab. Bentar ya, nih gua kirim ke lu nih.
Kalau kayak gini kan votingnya bener.
Mana? Gimana? Gue live stream lu. Bangsat.
Hah?
Gak gitu ya, anjing. Tapi nomor 9 semua di tulisannya, Dik. Gimana?
Nomor 3 ini.
9 Dante, 9 Dante. Sembilan Dante. Yang ini Smash ini cuma newcomers doang yang di 4chan jadi nggak guna. Cuman ada satu bagus nih dari Majora Mask, si School Kid masuk ke ini Most Wanted Smash Ultimate Newcomers. Iya dia anjing. 3 Dante. Apa sih anjing?
No,
Dik, fontnya Comic Sans, Dik.
oh.
Lu kasih background hitam. Lu kasih kotak hitam, belakangnya benutupin nomor angka. Anjing. Nih. Jadiin kotak hitam.
Udah delay.
Lo upload ntar di IG lu, Dik. Bikin shape baru, filenya nyalain. Nah, di atas dong. Nah.
Enggak gitu.
Apa sih anjing? Bayangin, Dik. Votingnya udah kayak gini, Dik. Yang masuk si V, Dik. Bayangkan, Dik.
Diam.
Bayangkan, Dik.
No. Pinter banget.
Bayangkan, Dik, yang masuk Nero, Dik, ngomong fuck you. Tuh nomor 1 Sora, Dik.
Awain suara.
Ah. Ya, nomor 1 tuh nomor 2 nomor 1 Sora tuh sebelah Dante.
Gak denger.
Satu Dante.
Ini baru bener. Ekspor ah. Ada file kuliah gue harus begini.
Lu select semuanya. Al, geser.
Udah beres.
Tuh.
Udah beres, udah semua nih, udah lagi gue ekspor nih.
Si anjing.
Susah men.
Enggak. Bayangkan, Dik. Smash Bros masukin Dante yang nggak masuk Game of the Year, Dik. Itu sebuah downgrade, Dik.
Enggak. Diam.
Lu dengar suara kentut gue nggak?
Kentut bangsat.
So angin gue. Bayangkan, Dik. Smash Bros yang masuk Game of the Year, dia masukkan Dante. Bayangkan, Dik. Gak masuk akal. Yang gak masuk Game of the Year. Dik, suara lu mana anjing?
Shh, diam.
Lu ngasih lihat folder lu anjing.
Enggak ada folder. Cuma itu doang.
Sunglasses. Tell you. Lihat folder lu anjing. Dik, kenapa? Kenapa jadi Kevin, Dik? Dik, kenapa jadi Kevin, Dik? Dik. Lu bersihin dulu backgroundnya. Pakai selector aja. Kenapa jadi Kevin anjing? Kenapa jadi Kevin anjing? The most voted character must be in next Ernest Prakasa film. Apa sih anjing deh? Nggak salah. Apa sih anjing deh? Bangsat. Bangsat. Nggak salah. Lupa gue. Malam Mas Reinhardt. Apa? Siapa nama? Reinhardt ya?
Reinhardt.
Ketika lo minus, lo kan minus juga anjing. Kacamata mirip kacamata lo, Dik.
Bentar. Hah?
Itu di thumbnail kok mirip manajer. Itu Dedi Sakurai. Dedi fucking Sakurai. Oke. Itu di thumbnail. Dik.
Apa?
Dik, bayangkan. Dik, anjing mirip lu, Dik, ngentot, Dik. Anjing mirip lu, Dik, asli, Dik. Tapi lu tadi kan ngepost kan, Dik, mirip, Dik, asli. Dik, rambut lu bikin gitu, Dik, asli, Dik, mirip, Dik.
Bayangkan Reinhardt masuk Smash.
Dik, bayangkan, Dik. Lu diundang masuk Smash tapi harus bareng sama Reinhardt.
Apa?
Nggak ada ulang-ulang, nggak ada. Ketika lo minus tapi sama-sama minus. Minus taktik.
Nih minus nih. Nih. Nah,
minus tech tips.
Nih kok minus tuh gini, boys. Ya.
Mana lihat. Udah nih dari ngomongin Smash, ngomongin possibility masuknya Dante ya. Sampai jadi kayak gini. Apa sih anjing Dik? Apa sih anjing Dik? Apa sih anjing Dik? Apa sih anjing Dik? Ketika lo masuk Smash Bros. Untung nggak di Twitch, Dik. Kalau di Twitch sudah diklip lo, Dik, anjing. Dik, ada kata-kata terakhir nggak, Dik? Gue mau udahan, Dik. Sak berak gue.
Oh iya. Terima kasih buat penonton yang sudah menonton, dan jangan lupa nonton.
Fuck, kenapa harus tahun? Anjing. Anjing. Lu udah closing belum? Hey, closing lah, cepet.
Ya pokoknya terima kasih yang udah nonton. Semoga
Panjang umur.
ya dan Dante disegerakan aja lah masuk Smash Bros. Amin.
Dan Dante nggak akan masuk Smash Bros. Ayo lanjut.
Nggak.
Dik.
Belum.
Dik.
Ini